Good morning. Good morning. If you will please turn into your gray hymnals to number 347, we will sing Gather the Spirit.
Good morning. My name is Mary Underwood, and I serve on the Board of Trustees of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spartanburg. Welcome to this sacred space. We are glad you're here. At UUCS, we strive to be a beloved community of warmth, love, and support across all our differences. This is a welcoming congregation where everyone is welcome just as we each are. If you are visiting with us this morning, we would love to meet you. Visitor cards may be found in the pocket on the back of the chair in front of you. Please feel welcome to fill out one and place it in the offering plate during the service so we can connect with you. There is always a lot going on in this congregation. You will find the new September Connect is in the lobby and a one-page weekly calendar in your order of service. I'd like to highlight just a few announcements. After today's service, head downstairs to Wild Hall for our engagement fair. There, you will be able to learn about ways to get involved in the life of this congregation. And there will be a potluck, so please join us. We will have our September Humanist meeting on Wednesday, September 10th in the Fellowship Hall at 7 p.m. As you may have heard, the stars are coming to Spartanburg in the form of a new planetarium soon to be open at the headquarters library. To start our new Humanist meeting season, we'll welcome Andy Flint, Planetarium Director, as our guest speaker. The planetarium is one of the most exciting new developments to come to Spartanburg recently, right up there with our new baseball team. Don't miss this meeting. Since we are hosting an outside speaker, we need a good crowd. Please come if you can. See you there 6:30 to socialize, 7 for the meeting. Are you considering joining the congregation of UUCS? The Path to Membership class is the place to learn more about Unitarian Universalism and our congregation. The next Path to Membership class will be held on Sunday, September 14th, starting at 12:30 in Wild Hall. Lunch will be served and childcare will be available. A sign-up sheet is on the whiteboard in the foyer beside the sanctuary. You may find the online registration form in the happenings or on our website under the Welcome tag. Click on Members, Friends, and Visitors. You can also send an email to membership@uucs.org. As part of a community-wide effort to provide shelter for unhoused families with children, UUCS will host up to 4 families here at the church from Sunday, October 5th to October 19th. Again, and then again from December 21st to January 4th. We need everybody's help. There are many ways to get involved, such as providing a grab-and-go breakfast, a group coming together to provide a meal, spending time with families and youth through activities, or simply listening and offering support. This opportunity is open to everyone. If you are interested in supporting this effort, sign up using Sign Up Genius sent out to all emails in the church directory this week, or contact Colin Bauer at colinbauer@yahoo.com. Everyone who volunteers will need a background check and to complete volunteer orientation and child protection training, which will be held after church on September 28th from 12:30 to 1:30. Thank you all for making this a place of kindness, care, and love for all who enter.
Good morning. It is so good to be here with you again. I'm Denise Levereau, and I am your worship this morning. As a group, we have traveled far and wide this summer, whether it was externally in adventure or internally in a process of growth, or maybe even a combination of both. We have come here today to reconnect, and in that reconnection, perhaps create a space for dialogue. Our reading for the chalice lighting today is from the renowned Estonian composer Arvo Pärt, whose works and influence we will explore over the next month. His 90th birthday is next week, and his music is performed more than any other living composer in the world. He says, "At the time when my music came into existence, I had my hands full just trying to solve my own problems. I had to put myself into a state of mind which could allow me to discover a musical language that I could live with. I was in search of a little island of sound, in search of a place in my innermost being where, shall we say, a dialogue might take place. Finding this place became a task of vital importance to me."
If you would turn to in your great hymnals to number 92, we will sing Mysterious Presence, Source of All. mysterious present source of all, the world without, the soul within, thou fount of life, O hear our call, and pour thy living waters in. Thou breathest in the rushing wind, thy spirit stirs in leaf and flower, nor wilt thou from the willing heart withhold thy light and love and power. Thy hand unseen to accents clear awoke the psalmist's trembling heart, and touched the lips of holy seer with flame from thine own altar fire. That touch divine again impart to give the prophets burning word, and call in each waiting heart, let living songs of praise be heard. Thank you.
Communion is a sacred ritual of connections. As a congregation, we have several traditions that bind us together as a community. Our flower communion in the spring and our water communion in the fall are two meaningful traditions that honor and support connectedness and inclusion in our church. We also acknowledge connection weekly with our practice of the rippling bowl. Water sustains life wherever it exists. Water from clouds produces rain. Rain falls into rivers that run into the sea. Rain falls on land that produces our plants that provide food for animals and humans. Without water, we would not have life. Without life, we would not have all of our opportunities for meaning-making exploration, growth, and connection. Just as the water merges into the rivers and oceans, our beliefs allow for merging of many spiritual and intellectual practices. This inclusion of beliefs makes us stronger as a faith community and empowers us to achieve things together that we could not accomplish singly. Just as we live separate lives, we come together as a beloved community to gain strength, wisdom, and love from each other today. Our lives merge just as the separate containers of water that we have will merge into the larger vessel. I invite you now to participate in this practice of reconnection, whether it is by bringing water from your travels this summer or using some that we have provided. Where the water comes from does not matter. It is the meaning that you infuse with it as you reconnect. I will also pour water in recognition of our guests joining virtually. So if you would like to come forward, let us do our ritual of water communion. welcome home. And thank you for being part of the home that we all create for each other. Now is the time in our service where, as members of congregation, we don't have a prescribed creed, but we have come together to covenant every week in the promise that we make to each other. Please recite the covenant with me now as we come together. With courage, we say, we are people of faith and hope. Together we covenant to strive to become our better selves, to honor both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to respond to systems of violence and oppression with the power of a love beyond belief. Together. I love that part about being together. Now is the time set aside for us to reconnect and greet one another and acknowledge each other as individual drops of the much larger whole that we create. If you are joining us virtually, you can take this time to send a text, make a phone call, email, smoke signal, whatever your preferred means of communication is, and connect with someone in your circle. For us who are here today, please remember as we greet one another and honor our individuality that we respect each other's individual space and preferences for how we show up to be in community. This may mean that some people may want to hug, laugh, clap on backs as we greet one another, and others may wish to stay seated and enjoy the experience of connection in a way that is a little more reserved. Also, please be mindful to listen for the music as it signals us to return to our organized connection. Let the reconnection begin.
would like to invite any children or youth up here to join me for a time for all ages. And also, if you brought your flat chalice this morning, I would love to collect them so we can take a picture of all of them together. So if you have your flat chalice, bring it on up to me. Hey, you want to sit down here? Oh, perfect. Thank you. Oh, that is gorgeous. Thank you. Do you want to hold on to it? Okay. Thank you. You want it back? Okay, that's fine. All right. Oh, perfect. All right, let's have a seat right down here. Thank you. Our flat chalices traveled far and wide this year. I'll take that. Oh, thank you. Okay. Are you giving that one to me? Okay. Oh, come on over. I have a question. What is this a picture of? A table. What can we do at a table? We can eat. What else can we do at a table? Draw, play games. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do at a table, right? You can paint your nails at a table. Yeah, that's right. Now, a table, can it be something for fun stuff? Yeah, can it be something for fancy stuff? Yeah, so you could put fancy silverware on it, that's right. Okay, so I have another picture. What's happening at this table? They're eating pizza. They're sharing. They're sharing and they're eating pizza. Does this look like a fun party or maybe a fancy party? This is a fun party? Fun and fancy? It could be fancy. They don't have paper plates. They have regular plates, so it could be fancy. All right, I have a question. What is happening at this table? It's a fancy party. Everybody say, fancy. It's a fancy party. Yeah. How do you behave at a fancy party? Really fancy. Okay. You wear fancy dress sometimes. Yes. How do you behave? How do you behave at a fancy party? Good manners? Yeah. Yeah. What are some good manners that you have at a fancy party? Not eating with your hands. That's right. And you use a fork. Do you talk over everybody? No. You don't say, oh, "Hey Oliver, what's going on, man? What's up, dude?" You do? Or do you go, "Hey Oliver, how are you?" Do you talk kind of like that? Maybe whisper to each other so everyone can hear what's going on? But if we're at a party like this, oh yeah. Right. If we're at a pizza party, we can be like, "Carl, what's up, man? Did you get anchovies on your pizza, dude?" So both types of parties, the pizza party and the fancy party, happen at the same table. That's right. This year, we're going to be talking about our service and what we do in here, because we're extending our grand experiment of having you guys in here for service, right? Yeah, so let's talk about this space. What is this space that we're in? A church, that's right. Now, what can we do in here? What do we do in this space? You listen?
You connect with other people.
Connect with other people? You're grateful, yeah. Where's some other? Yes, we listen and we're grateful and we connect with others. Now, this is just a building, right? It's just a building. It is what we are doing that makes it special, right? Because, Carl, what happens in here on September 20th? A what?
Nerf war.
Say it loud for everyone to hear into the mic.
Nerf war.
A Nerf war! That's right. The youth, listen, the youth group have a lock-in, and they come in here, and they have a big old Nerf war and have lots of fun. But then what do we do on Sunday morning?
Sunday school.
Well, yes, we have Sunday school in the classrooms, but what will we do in here Sunday after they have a Nerf war in here?
Clean it up.
We're not going to clean it up. I'm not cleaning it up. No. What are we doing now? We're going to have service. That's right.
Yeah.
So, you could say this space is kind of like a table. The youth are going to have a Nerf war, kind of like a pizza party. But then it's like a huge table. But then we're going to come in here and we're going to have kind of like a fancy party where it's a special service, right? Do you know what this word is? Sacred. That's right. Does anyone know what sacred means? Does anyone know what it means?
It means something is hidden away and no one knows about it.
Hidden away. Okay. What else?
A secret underground.
A secret underground? Kind of. Anybody else? Yeah?
A secret I won't tell anybody.
A secret is something you won't tell, but sacred means to set apart. To set apart. So while this building is like a table, we can do lots of things at a table, and we can do lots of things in this space, right? We can do lots of things in this space. We can have Nerf wars, we can have meetings, and we can set apart some special time where we might have a special service, right? Like a fancy, okay, have a seat. Like a fancy party at a table, our service is when we are quieter so we can listen, and we take time to connect to each other, right? And we have our best manners, right? Our best manners. Unlike the pizza party where it might be like a Nerf war or a pizza party, during the service, it's like a fancy party. We're going to have our best manners. We're going to whisper to each other, right? Yes. The ceiling is kind of like a table. So, when we're in here on Sunday mornings, I want you to imagine you're at a fancy party with all your favorite people, and we're connecting to each other, and we're grateful for the things we have, and we're using our best manners, right? Yeah. All right, well, let's get back to our fancy party, okay? Okay.
The ceiling is kind of like a table. I think I'm gonna have to meditate on that one. There's something there. I like that. We are a giving community in so many ways. We share our time, our talents, our passions, and now is the time that we are invited to share our material resources. Each month, half of our undesignated Sunday offerings and any designated offerings go to a selected cause or organization. This month, for the month of September, our Share the Plate recipient is Project Rest, which is formerly known as Safe Homes. Project Rest works to restore, empower, support, and transform those affected by domestic and sexual violence. They provide shelter for victims in need, offer support to those who have experienced rape, and develop and implement programs to assist in living lives free from abuse. As we make our offering, let's take a moment and reflect on giving as yet another way to be present and connect with each other. And about the ceiling being a table, there's something there. Thank you.
Hello. I heard that you clapped after some of the meditations this summer. That must mean that we're done for today. It's wonderful to see you all. Think about what it would be like if I said hello and there was no response. Well, there was a response. There was an overwhelming response. I'm so grateful for this congregation. More things than words can express. Today, I want to just say thank you for the time that you afford me in the summer to go away, especially to be with my family, which is very important. My children are growing faster than I can understand, and time becomes shorter and more precious with every passing moment. So thank you for what you have given my family. And thank you for all that you have done here, all of you. The ways that you've supported leaders, staff and volunteer leaders, the good works that you've done, especially the care that you've shown each other. When one of us steps away, like I've stepped away for a little bit, it can feel like we're just gone and then we come back. There's actually something much richer happening. It's sort of like one of us saying hello, and across a distance, there's a response, a hello back. Because this place is not the same as when I left. And I also am not the same as when I left. Something has happened in the space between us. Things have grown and changed, and the growth and change is very beautiful. Today, I want to just express gratitude for the way we have used this summer to deepen the life of each of us and of this place. It is evident that we have changed. It is very beautiful what has happened in the space between us. Share that space with me again. Share silence with me. In 1976, the Estonian composer Arvo Pärt was in crisis. He had been trained and recognized as a highly skilled, highly gifted, highly accomplished composer in the Soviet Union. But he chafed under the strictures of Soviet authoritarianism and the prescribed expressions of music deemed appropriate for that society. Authoritarianism, we could say, often tries to control creativity and expression. And Pärt reacted against this first by excelling and then by revolting and getting in a lot of trouble for the music he produced, and then falling into silence, struggling to find a voice. And in that crisis, a friend of his also went through crisis. A family broke apart, a couple separated, and separated across very great distance of geography, but also distance of politics that seemed insurpassable. A wife who remained in Estonia, a husband who moved to England, and an 18-year-old daughter who crossed the Iron Curtain to live far from her mother. The daughter's name was Alina. And in the pain of his friend, the loss of family, and separation of mother from daughter, Park composed a 2-page score, only 2 minutes long if you just play it through, For Alina, a song written, dedicated to the daughter, to console the mother's heart, separated by such distance. 2 voices that could not hear each other anymore. I'm going to ask Cindy to play it for us again. I want to ask you to listen, to just give your mind and your heart, give yourself to this brief passage of music. And think about all that is contained, not only in the notes, but also in the space between the notes. Part discovered in his care for his friend and the care of his friend for her daughter, in his memory of his own first marriage that had ended, and his awareness of the distance between any two people in relationship, no matter our physical proximity. He discovered that when we really listen to one another and we value the deep heart of one another, we're not only two next to one another, but that something more is created between us. The very space and silence between us makes us into something more. Something so beautiful it goes beyond words. He called this discovery tintinnabuli. It means little bells. He developed a new musical language that broke through his crisis and allowed him to develop a musical style that has made him the most performed living composer in the world today. Now, why am I talking to you about an Estonian composer? Well, one of our members is herself of Estonian descent, Mirka Tam. And she shared with me this summer the music of Arvo Pärt. She shared with me books and recordings, some of which are here, and I urge you to come up after the service and avail yourself of these. You can take them out of here. No one will stop you. This whole place is like a free big library. You just take the books, share them with somebody else. And Mirka said, Arvo Pärt's 90th birthday will be this September, and he will be celebrated the world over. What if we also celebrated him here? And in our dialogue about his music, this seemed like a rich idea. And risking this on our musicians, we asked, might you be willing to try to perform some of this remarkable composer's music live for the congregation here? And amazingly, our musicians and our choir said yes. Our choir said, yes, we will learn Estonian. And you should come next week to hear them sing in Estonian, which they have been practicing. This month, we're going to celebrate this beloved composer's music and think about what it says to us in the words that try to follow the music and in what goes beyond words, just in the experience of the music and the silence that holds us there. At Part discovered, he expressed in a mathematical formula. This is a dangerous thing to say when we have children in the room who will certainly be quizzed on this in school at some point in their young careers. But Part said, if you take one note and put it with another note, 1 plus 1 equals 1. Not two things beside each other, but a new whole expressing something greater than either of the first. We heard this earlier in the service. Listen with the same intention that you listened to Cindy just a minute ago. Just listen to this sound. It's two, 1 and 1, connecting and becoming a unity beyond either. something greater. Hart lived in a time of great division. He lived in a time of state violence and control. He lived in a time of families separated. And out of that crisis, he found a language that spoke to the whole world. It said, no matter what separates us, no matter the distance, there is a greater beauty of which we are a part. If we will only listen to one another in the silence between us. This is the invitation to us this month. Not only just celebrate the achievement of a man, but to hear the depth of his musical vision and to see how his voice going out to the world is connected with hearts all around the world, yearning for a beauty greater than all of our separation and difference. A dialogue is sacred, and that changes us all.
If you'll turn in your gray hymnals, we'll sing one of our favorite songs, Spirit of Life. Spirit of
For our extinguishing of the chalice, hidden worlds. In our experience of connection, we become aware not only of ourselves and others, but also the greater experience that is created as a result. Connection becomes the liminal space in which a dialogue can begin. Arvo Pärt discovered in the dialogue of music something much more, and he said, I began to realize that there are hidden worlds between two notes.
To the frustration of many, dialogue is a fundamental way that we work in this congregation. We spent 2 years in discernment to develop a statement of purpose and mission objectives, which we have been executing for the last year and a little more. And we have made enormous progress on these goals that we set for ourselves as a congregation. All of this has been done by slowing down to talk to each other over and 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 over again. And it is enormously generative. As part of that work, we have engaged with a consultant who looks at congregational spaces to help us think about how we can use our space better, and also whether we need to do any construction around here. We don't know if we do or not, but we think that we could use our space better. Now, this is a person who's worked with hundreds of congregations. And in the lead up to this work, meeting with many of our team members, while I was away and not present at all, he said, "This is the weirdest place." Your minister's not even on this call. And you all know what you're talking about and what your congregation has been talking about. You know so much about each other. This is so different. I'm used to talking with one person who spoke for everyone. We call that authoritarianism. You are speaking together. So here's what I want to ask you to do. I want you to come next week and hear the Estonian. I also want to ask you to come the next week, because that consultant is going to come. He's going to watch how we move through the space. He's going to look at how we park. He's going to see how we bottleneck right out here. He's going to watch whether you wash your hands before you go to the table set by the hospitality team. He's going to watch how we move through the space to help us think about our facility. When we greet each other, sometimes we call it holy chaos. I want you to bring your absolute holiest chaos you possibly can on Sunday the 21st to give this guy a run for his money so that he sees the mess that we can be and helps us figure out how to flow together, how our one and one and one and one are one.
We have spread